Alright guys and gals, let's continue on with the Arctic Truck by LEGO City. This is set number 60471, contains 1,064 pieces, retails for $119.99, and set was provided to me by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. So, in the last installment, we did the snowmobile, a little habitat with some wolves, and 2 minifigures. And yeah, that's pretty much what we did. It wasn't too bad. It set was keeping my interest. And although it's like 111, 113 degrees outside, it's not making me feel any cooler. And in addition, it does come with a brick separator and a set of stickers we haven't really tackled yet. So in this installment here, and I'm just thinking I'm going to break this thing down into 5 small builds, or just like we already did 1. This will be 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the review will be tacked onto this. So I think that's how I'm going to do it on this one. There's just a lot of stuff going on. This is a big, grandiose build, so we're going to have to really get into this one here. So that's how I'm going to break it down. And so today in this build installment, we're going to be focusing on bags just 3 and 4. I was hoping this would be quick. Well, I'm getting big sets, so it's going to take some time. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it. We're going to start with bag 3. Let me slide all this off to the side here because we're done with it. I already took my thumbnail and stuff like that. And so far, I just got done doing a work project, even if it's the weekend, just something real quick so I can get paid. And that's always a nice thing, getting paid. And now I'm going to be doing LEGO stuff, and after I get done with this installment, I'm going to do a tutorial. Because right now I'm trying to clean off memory cards. I'm filming things very slowly. Smaller builds seem like they work the best. And yeah, not too bad at all. So we just unbagged the set. We haven't done anything. And of course we need 2 chassis, which we have here. We'll need those. And yeah, let's get going. So this is pretty much the chassis of the whole build. Bag 3 is just the chassis because I read ahead. And I'm always interested in something new here. But like I mentioned in the last installment, I got some sets coming in. I can't talk about them because they're not technically released yet, so I can't mention them. But they look fun. They look very fun with some commentary. I don't know why I put that on there. We'll see, do I need to put that on there anymore or not? Let's take that off. We may not need that. I want to get onto my own projects, but right now I want to get done with the required stuff first. I have a few of those. Jay, just throw in the towel and just give up. No, I'm not a quitter. But one of the sets that LEGO sent me I just did not want, but it's too late, it's coming, so I have to do it. And yeah. Okay, now I'm glad I took that piece off because this goes here. Yeah, so yeah. And yeah, so I'm starting to get a little pooped of doing sets all the time. It's like, you know what, you really can't see what I'm doing. My bad. You know, these are raw uncut. I don't plan them ahead. But for me, I'm kind of getting a little exhausted working on somebody else's ideas. And it's like getting a set of paints and a piece of canvas, and you're ready to go, and the artist is grabbing your hand, putting it here, grab this piece, put it there, and saying, good job, you designed your own creation. And you're like, I didn't do anything, you did it, you know. So here it's like, I just built this, that's all I did. It wasn't my design, it wasn't something that came from my imagination. And let's see, is this something that goes on one side here? No. Now, as far as for collaborative build, I don't think this one is going to be a balanced one. We don't know yet. So there could be 2 or 3 sections that we can put together in here. I don't know. I just read through bags 1 or bags 3 and 4. I don't know anything after that. And I'm pretty much getting worn out on doing sets. But you know, at least it's something to do other than just sitting around the house watching television. You know, that's watching TV's okay, but after a while it gets kind of boring. I get bored so easily, so I try to find things that'll keep me entertained and occupied. This right here is, but I got 1 tutorial built. I just need to film it. The other tutorial, it's still presented in CAD software, but I need to transfer it into real life bricks and see if it is stable before I can even put it on my list as a completed tutorial. Once I film the tutorials and do the necessary thumbnails and stuff, then it's the point of writing up a building guide and presenting it and stuff. So it'll be a while before I even get to that. You know, looks like that's some kind of a towing hitch. So that's pretty much my whole story here. Wow, 1x16s and black. Those are kind of rare. 1x16 bricks. I saw this truck, and you know, it looks okay. It's not something I would run out and buy, but we don't know. It might be a really fun build. We have no clue. At least I'm honest with you. I'm not lying to you. I don't know if I'm going to be interested in it. I mean, so far the build is keeping my interest, but it could change at any moment. Looks like these are the side supports for the flatbed. We don't know yet. I'll try to have everything indexed. Sometimes you could tell, like, my demeanor is, sometimes I sound kind of tired. Yeah, it's been hot, haven't been sleeping well, and somebody's been trying to keep me awake, so somebody's internet privileges got revoked for a bit, and he's also been racking up his grandmother's phone bill. I figured, well, it's not in my name, I don't care, you know, and I just kind of stay out of it. But I'm like, man, if everybody would tell him the word no, it wouldn't be a problem. But you know, I was taught the word no and I survived. Didn't like being told no, but now it's my turn and it's like, oh no, 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 you can't. Well, guess what? I'm not the one getting in trouble at work for being late and stuff. So that's not my problem, actually. But anyways, enough of that. Okay, looks almost like a little, some kind of a creature. I don't know what this part is. Yeah, so I think maybe just 5 build installments might be a little too much. I know somebody said, Jay, you're doing these all big build installments. Yeah, it's a lot better just breaking these down instead of just trying to do it in one big massive build. Imagine me sitting here for 4 or 5 hours. Smaller is better. I've noticed the retention rate has gone up. So, what's the average viewer on YouTube? They have a retention rate of what, like a minute? They can only handle a minute of video. Well, they wouldn't handle back in the 70s and 80s when we watched TV. TV shows were like 25 minutes. They would not be able to handle that. I know my nephew was watching some old cartoons that were kind of stuff that I wouldn't watch. And everybody's so friendly, they don't get violent and stuff. And I'm thinking, here I am watching my vintage stuff, and you know, and I'm just like, I can't watch this new stuff. think he was watching SpongeBob or something. I just can't get into that. I gotta have my Elmer Fudd and Sylvester and Tweety and Tom and Jerry cartoons. I know a lot of people don't know what those are, but Merry Melodies and stuff. Yeah, I gotta have that. I can't just watch that new stuff. I remember back when I was a kid, they were really talking about where's that piece that it's cool, it's printed, getting rid of violent cartoons. And yeah, I mean, how many of us turned out violent? This piece here is printed right there. So yeah, I just don't really care. Okay, so this slides in here like this. So maybe it's some kind of a sliding step. We won't know. So I'm just going to call it a sliding step right now. But I like that old vintage stuff. But a lot of these kids are like, oh, you watch that old stuff? How do you even stand it? Some of these are in black and white. Well, of course they are. They're before my time. But you know what? They're fun to watch. Especially watching old reruns of that. What's that show that my dad watched? The Rifleman? I found a couple of them that were in color, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not into westerns. But my dad didn't watch that stuff back when I was a little kid. He was too busy watching, like, everybody remembers Fall Guy, Dukes of Hazzards, Magnum P.I. Remember MacGyver? Yeah, not the new MacGyver, the old ones from the 80s. And then there was all kinds of stuff to watch. Now today you can't find anything. Like, I was just turning on the tube just to see what's going on. And what's with all the reality TV shows on TV? It's like, are we all that desperate now? I'd rather watch something else. I'd rather watch the linoleum curl or the paint drying or something. But I don't even have linoleum in my house. So I don't know. Okay, now it's telling to slide the step out. Is it like that tongue from Alien that shoots out at you? We don't know. Oh, okay, I see why you have to slide it out. You got to slide it out to put these in here, making sure I'm recording. Make sure there's no errors. Okay. Okay. Alright. Tells you to push it back in, which is what we did. And now we got to put some tiles in here. So we're still working on the chassis. We haven't really done anything yet. And yeah, not too bad at all. And I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright. So it looks like these build installments are still going to be long. And it's just a big build. I mean, what are we doing, about maybe 200 pieces per session? Shouldn't take that long. We've already spent like 13, 14 minutes on this. And kind of just want to get this guy done today. So like I said, I got a tutorial that I want to work on, and then I have to do this one. So it's not like the have-tos outweigh the want-tos. Once I'm done with that, I can preserve my ideas. Because I'm only filming this part right now. I only got 19 minutes on this memory card. And then I'm going to have to change cards. Hopefully we can survive this bag here. Okay. I got a bunch of these old Technic frames here, and yeah, I'm not sure what this hideous thing is supposed to be. I think this is the thing that has the laboratory on the back. This might be modular. If this is hitched, it might be where it could be broken down. We don't know. I wonder what you guys are doing for vacation. Unless you're unlucky like me and you're stuck at home trying to rack for some items or some things to go do. And like I said, my mom and my nephew, they'd rather sit in a hotel room all day. That's what I was told. They didn't like going out and doing the sightseeing. They'd rather stay in the room and just enjoy the view. And or me and my girlfriend rather, let's go out and do something. I mean, we don't want to just sit. We do enough of that at our jobs. Well, she's an RN, so she's on her feet, but she doesn't want to just be like sitting around. I don't blame her. I'm sitting around a lot. I'm like, yeah, let's find something that's entertaining. We require entertainment. And the rest of my bunch, they just want to sit. And so I told my mom and everything. I said, if you want to go on a trip, that's fine. I said, we'll find a nice place and we'll just sit. I mean, don't bother me. I'll get up and do something. But, oh, no, you got to hang out with the family. I'm thinking, I just don't want to sit. I want to do things that I normally don't do at home. I kind of spilled the beans, said, you know what? If I'm just going to go on vacation to sit, I may as well just bring my laptop and do work. You know, that's not fun to me. But I come from a family of workaholics, so we all like working. And for me, I can take it or leave it. I don't wake up every morning and go, oh man, I can't wait to work all day. If I wanted to work all day, I wouldn't be doing Lego stuff, and I would just sit back and do that. But okay, wait a minute, I was forgetting something here. But so now I've learned a very valuable lesson is not to invite family anymore. I mean, I know sometimes I get a little carried away with the rants and the venting on here, but sometimes I have to. Some people want to hear what's going on. They don't want me just to talk about Lego 24/7. You know, things just flow through my mind when I'm doing this. This is part of the build progress, too. I only see 4 of these. It says 8. But where are the other ones at, huh? It just says 8. I see them in the corners. Okay. They also go in here, too. Like, these technically haven't been released yet. But I'm allowed to talk about them. Yeah, so it looks like we're spending a good chunk of the time working on the chassis. Maybe I'll have to break this thing down into 8 build installments, because I've already done 18 minutes so far on this little booger here, and haven't done much yet, huh? It's big. It's big. Not like a skyscraper big, but it's getting there. And I'm just kind of, like I said, I got a tutorial that's just screaming my name right now, and I'm doing somebody else's items right now. My tutorials are not really that big like they used to, but they've gotten a little bit more complicated. I had one guy that mentioned, say, hey Jay, why don't you bring out really big tutorials? I said, I could bring out 1 big tutorial a month and that'd be it, but you only get 12 out of the year versus 52. I said, but then you could take all the tutorials and put them together and you have yourself a bigger item. Which one do you want? Oh, I prefer the smaller stuff now. I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured. And wow, 2x12s in dark blue, that's kind of a rarity. We haven't even got the laboratory started yet. Alright. And we're missing something here. So, where did these go? Oh, because I forgot to put them here. How silly of me. We have some white tiles. Where did those go now, huh? Am I forgetting a bunch of things today? Or is it just because I want to get into my own builds and I am stuck with somebody else's interpretation of something? Oh, I see where they go. Alright. They go way down inside here. Let me make sure. Oh, I'm going to have to take all this apart to get to it. It went way back. I have to put these way down in here. All right. And they just sit there. I think they were using them for spacers. So I have to take this whole blank thing apart to get to it. And, you know, like I said, I wish I could tell you what the tutorials are, but competition. Let me pop these out here and see if I can wiggle it loose. I got one tutorial that's pretty simple, but it's something that has been on my list for quite some time. The other one is for a larger mock that I want to work on that I haven't really gotten to yet. And, well, the tiles are supposed to go right in between these. And yeah, I'm going to have to tear the living daylights out of this apart. Yay for me, huh? Oh man, I hate doing sometimes these big, long builds that they're just... I can't even get this apart. It's built so well. At least it's built for play. Okay, we got to that point. And these go in here. So I know somebody's going to say, oh, well, you know, you're not good at building, you forget pieces. Well, yeah, well, when you're on a deadline getting stuff done, you're going to forget some things. My goal is to get them done, get them out of here so I can get back to my own builds. That's why I think sometimes the review process is kind of lacking, because when I'm reviewing a set, I'm on a deadline. Okay, that's just a given. And of course I forgot to put these back in here. Yay for me. So we're going to call this section here Troubleshooting. Now my builds are complicated, but when I build it myself, I know where every piece goes because I have everything memorized. This is just, I copy from the book and making sure that still slides out. But yeah, this is where I burn through a lot of memory card. But at least I don't edit this stuff out and tell you, oh, this is an easy build. No, it's just kind of want to get back into my own creations here. I will, after I get done with this. Yay for me. I wish I could play music doing these. I can't do it in my own tutorials. But tutorials I can work at my own pace. Not this. This I have to, like, I'm told when these are got to be due. And yeah, so like these are overdue. And that's it. So we got that part figured out. And that's what we have remaining. And yeah, when you got problems like what I just did, just back up and say, hey, that's just it. I, you know, messed up. So just fix what you did. And yeah, so far it's a very unique chassis, but I gotta go change memory cards. Okay, now we're gonna start with bag 4 if I can find it. And I got a new memory card with about an hour and 15 minutes. And yeah, a lot more parts. I mean, I could break these down into 10 build installments, but that's just too much to spend on this, to be honest. And when I get to friends sets, I really want to get into. And I still got this city set, and I got one more after it I have to do. So I just have to get this one out of the way first. Okay. And now I think we're going to be doing the floor of the laboratory. So pretty much we're continuing back with this. Let's hope I don't make any big mistakes like we did in the last segment. But yeah, you know, after a while I kind of just want to do my own thing. But before I can do that, I have to do this first. And you know, I just almost forgot something. This time I remembered. And you know what time it is. I've got to do this every episode just because it's just fair. Thank you to my main channel contributors. I always appreciate it. So if you're one of my YouTube channel members, it's a big help. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and Rebrickable customers. That's always a big help too. In addition to my Rebrickable customers, Patreon supporters, and anybody who comments, likes the video, subscribes, all that stuff. It's always fun to see those in there. And I've been thinking about doing top comment, adding them to the list. I just got to think of how I want to do that somehow. So if you're a top commenter, I'm thinking about doing that. I think YouTube automatically has that built in, so I can pull it up and see. So if I decide to do that, I think that probably will be better. So if you comment a lot, your name could appear on there too. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, because I don't want to just do it strictly for paid users. That's kind of isolates a lot of who can't do it or it's not available in your area. So I got to think of something that's fair. Turn that up a little bit there. Yeah, you do get some 1x10s in this nice medium azure color, which is always cool. And then, you know, we got a nice platform. You know what? That'd be a good little houseboat platform there. I've been getting requests for one of those. I may do one day. I may just do it next year. Have a houseboat. In other words, just put my fifth wheel on top of a boat chassis or a bolt hull and say it's done. And so it looks like in this installment, or this part here, we're going to be focusing on the laboratory. Could I break this down and just do it in 4 installments? I probably can. I don't know. How bad are these scratched? That's got a pit. See another one. I'm going to ding it down to an 8. Okay, an 8 it is. Lego. We're not done yet. I'm starting to see that more. Okay, that's came in without a scuff. Means this one's probably extra bad. No. Well, we're down to an 8 now with scuffed parts and stickers. Stickers are not too bad, but you know, what can you do? I go hard on it, guys. I don't sugarcoat that kind of thing. But once I get to these tutorials, the fun's going to begin until I get done with the tutorials. I think after this one, I'm going to stop for the day on filming sets, because I don't want to just sit here. I mean, I could get this done all in one day, but I have to clean off memory cards. And yeah, 1x6 orange bricks are hard to obtain, so I'm glad I see those in there. Yeah, kind of miss going out with my dad when it was camping and stuff. I remember he'd go fishing, and the sad thing is the last time, I don't like fishing, but I have his fishing gear in my shed because he dropped it off the last time he was able to go camping. It sits in my shed with all his tackle and all the lures and stuff. It just sits there. And the last time I put it up in there, and with his fishing poles and stuff that I'm not getting rid of anytime soon. I don't like fishing, but I don't know, I can't get rid of that stuff just yet. And it's kind of sad that some of my buddies, they're out with their dads, and you know, I can't spend time with mine anymore. One of my friends went, him and his dad are going on a 2-week fishing trip, and I thought, man, I would love to at least spend one more weekend with my dad, but it's not going to happen. Just have to move on at that point. But it's like, oh, I mean, life happens, I guess, huh? Yeah, these are nice to have. Not an orange, but of course you can stuff those somewhere. And yeah, and just kind of sad here, you know, to think about all that sometimes. And it's like, I hear, oh yeah, me and my dad, we went and did this and that, and I just kind of get kind of jelly a little bit, thinking, oh, I want to do that again, but I can't. That's just the cards that we were dealt with. Okay, this is very kind of piecey here. Very piecey. And let's see here. Making sure I'm recording. Don't want to mess up. And we're missing 1x2 plates. So I do miss those times, but now it's like I just have memories, which is just as good as long as I don't forget. My dad's really not dead. Okay, so we stick the nice chrome wrench. This is a silver metallic wrench too, so obviously Mrs. Undercut's going to probably grabbing that. Miss Undercut. Or Miss Tieback now. So I guess the red hair, maybe she's red-headed, we don't know. Alright, so now we're working on the insides. This could be a bunk room too. I'm kind of taking it as that because we're notched in here. I mean, it's a laboratory car. 1x5 plates will be your new best friend. So you're going to see a lot more 1x5 plates in my builds. They're just a nice part to have if you can find them. They don't come in a whole lot of colors, so when I see them in new colors, I try to scarf them. Huh. Maybe these are beds. I don't know what these are. There's a hole back there. I don't know. I know there was a few of you have mentioned that your spouses or significant others have passed away, and I don't know if I could ever handle that. I'm not married, but you don't know how much you miss somebody until they're gone, and that's it. It's like, you know. And yeah, this indeed is a bunk room. You know how I know? Well, first off, your minifigures, their legs attached to that, and these are the, man, I am butterfingers today. And these are the pillows here, so you could see now. That's what that is. It's a little bunk room. Yeah, I still can't believe that one person mentioned about all this, like, they just did not like me doing storytellings in these. Like, can you knock off the storytellings and just talk about Lego? It's like, no. That's when I did that poll, and 100% of you like the storytellings. It's real, right? It's not scripted stuff. I don't just sit here and keep my personal life, you know, because there's certain things I just don't talk about in these. But sometimes it's like you gotta vent. You gotta just let it out. And it looks like we're building ourselves some kind of a dining booth. We gotta make two little chairs. But that's the whole point about the build process, though. A lot of people don't get that. The build process. We're talking about things. And that's pretty much what some people do when they're building together. You know, when Lego, right? They talk about families and stuff. You know, we don't just talk about nothing. Put those in there. Next, you got to put the 1x1s. So at least, you know, I'm sharing a little bit more about me with you guys and gals instead of just being like, oh, I don't talk about any of that. because that wouldn't be fair. Okay, these will be your new best friend when you get into Lego building. So stack those on top. We've got to make 4 of those. You will use these a lot. I've been using them for a lot of prototypes. They're cool looking, right? So that tells me we're going to be adding some skin to this. Okay. And then now we lock that in with a pair of bricks here. We're almost done with this bag here too. We're getting close. It's not a whole lot left. But it's getting to the point of we're doing a lot of stuff here. Maybe this could be a kitchen. We don't know. Well, that's exactly what this is. Now we're working on the little kitchen here. So it looks like we're focusing on this here. This is a little stove burner. Probably the sink. Oh, I thought that was printed. It looks like we're building a little carton of milk. Boy, I wish it was winter time. We got a long ways away from that. Wish it was freezing cold outside. And been hearing about the floods in Texas, and that's not cool. And out here where I'm at, we have water regulations. So I was watching the news about that, and a lot of people perished in that. I thought that's kind of sad. I mean, we get floods out where I'm at, but those happen every million years. Lego, this is getting ridiculous, seeing scratches. I may just start, when I see glass, I may just start giving sets automatic Fs. Alrighty, there it is. Looks like we're building the dining room table with a pizza with a big thumbprint on it. Yummy. Don't you like pizza with thumbprints? When people put their hands in your food? And then now we're actually getting to the stickers. So sticker number 1, which is some kind of a notepad thing. Goes on there like that. Okay. And this goes right here. Sticker number 2, which is this one right here, with the bear, and looks like a sea otter. I think it'd be one of the wolf, but no. Well, I got that on there as best I can. Why do you think I ding off for stickers? Yeah, but I do get burned out of doing sets after a while. Alright, looks like now we're focusing on windows. Let me set this over here. We got to make 2 of these, so let's start preparing. These old warehouse style flap windows. Those have been around longer than I could remember. Yeah, my mom was telling somebody at Walmart that I am an ambassador for Lego for a group, and they were kind of interested in what I did. I'm like, well, that's cool. But I don't want to be known as the Lego guy. Alright. Alright, we're just about there. It looks like those are done. And then they go here. So basically, this is nothing more than a houseboat. on wheels, pretty much. I mean, it's a good place to start, huh? And then now we got to get stickers 3 and 4 done. At least they're not too bad. At least we're putting them on the column things. So we're going to start with sticker number 3, which is this one here. You could do these in any order you want. At least they're nice enough for that. Oh, that's a picture of a gorilla. I thought that was Darth Vader at first. I'll show you once I get it on there. And then they go on one of these here. And then this one here goes right here. And if I get those upside down, then so be it. And then sticker number 4, which is the abominable snowman that hates Christmas. I think that's what he is. I'll show you here in a bit. Imagine sitting down and watching Rudolph in July. I like those old well, that was an animation, stop motion there. There's somebody that's reproducing that whole entire stop motion. They're bringing out a new version of Rudolph. The same exact thing. I wish they'd just keep the original voices and just redo the whole stop motion. They're doing it all in I think they're doing it in 4K now. I think it's just a bunch of amateur filmers that are putting it together. And kind of want to see it. I don't think they have it done yet. But it's kind of cool now, you know. I mean, they're doing it how they did it back in the day. Like they're just trying to preserve, they're just redoing it, they're preserving it. And that's when they were trying to find the original puppets until there was only like 1 or 2 puppets in that show that survived. The rest of them were kind of given off to employees and stuff, and they were kind of just tossed out over the years. That was before we really knew the value of things. So I think the only one that survived was Rudolph and Santa Claus. And that was the only ones that survived. But I think that's it for this build installment with only a few pieces remaining for bag 4. So let's get the summation of thoughts here. And honestly, once you build one Arctic set, they all become the same, but look at all the space you have in there. So it looks like there's a full kitchen, and maybe that's the deck, we don't know. Maybe you got a full, maybe we're missing a bathroom, but we have everything else. And we've already been through a good chunk of these stickers, not too bad. And yeah, so far it's not a bad build at all. It's not that bad, it's just the same old thing after a while. But it's better than building some fire station or police station or hospital. I mean, I'm tired of building those. Arctic is not too bad, but Lego better be careful because this thing will wear itself out also too. But yeah, it's not too bad for what it is, but tell me your thoughts on this portion of the build in the comments. It's still keeping my interest. I really want to see how this turns out.